think we've ever gotten this far into the music.
Oh, you caught me while I was drinking. What's up, everybody? Wardog Live! I'm Jake. This is Wardog Live. We're here. Man, I'm out of it because it's been so long since we've done anything like this. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into the swing thing, so we're going to try this out, see how it turns out.
And of course, my dogs start up the second we start the goddamn thing.
Yep, the dogs get loud.
If you want to shut the door, you can.
Yeah, or not. Hold on just a second.
Here.
Starting or what? What are we doing? All right, we're back. No more dogs.
All right, good.
Sometimes I really miss our old offices and studios and nonsense like that. Also, miss me being able to run around without glasses on. So,
yeah, what's up with that?
My eyesight's finally going to shit on me.
Oh, really?
Yep, getting old. I seen a thing on Facebook the other day. Is like, if you're almost 40 and you haven't got some sort of weird ailment, then don't worry, it's on its way. And I am chock full of ailments. So we're good with that.
My only ailment is crippling depression.
Oh, shit. High blood pressure, bad vision, overweight, bring it on. So, Wardog Live. This is my live gaming show that I've been meaning to get off the ground and tried to a couple times. So, since it's been a while since I've done this, I got a lot of shit to talk about, but it's kind of old shit. So, we're going to play some catching up. First thing I wanted to work on is how word of mouth affects a game, both positively and negatively. You had games like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and a bunch of other stuff we've talked about many times about how, you know, the word of mouth got out that they were shitty games and they had all these things that were wrong with them, microtransactions, all that good stuff. So the game got a bad reputation. But then you look at the flip side of that coin, even though it has a bad reputation, everyone is still talking about it. It is still on the forefront of everybody's mind. Then you have games like Monster Hunter World. There was that medieval game that now I'm drawing a blank on that released earlier this year. God, what was the name of that stupid game? I don't know. Not important.
Defiance?
Yeah, no. It was
something like that, wasn't it?
It's something like that, yeah. It was a medieval game where you started out basically as...
Deliverance?
I don't know. God, this is a horrible start. But Far Cry 5 is another one. Like, it actually didn't have any real word of mouth going around for it until the DLC started coming out, and now everyone's hating on the DLC because they think it's just patched work bullshit that they added to the game that doesn't really actually add anything worth substance. It's just
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. There it is. Yeah, that game came out. Everyone was kind of on the fence about it, but the thing of it is once it after it released, after a couple weeks, like nobody was talking about it, and it makes you wonder, like, does the lack of people talking about it actually hurt the game more than the game itself? I don't know. It's always something I've kind of been wondering about. Because like right now you have Fortnite. Fortnite's huge. Everyone's talking about Fortnite. People have been talking about Fortnite for over a year now, it seems like. So it's just like some games, they need to figure out a way to keep themselves relevant. And I don't have the answer for you. I'm not a developer. I'm not an advertisement, so I don't know how to do that kind of shit. But it always just seemed kind of weird that, like, a game will be released. It'll have its fan base when it gets released. It'll sell well to its audience that it was going to sell to well anyway. But even if you find it on sale 6 or 8 months later, like, if you haven't heard anything about it in a while, do you even care to pick it up for $10 if it's a $60 title?
Oh, by the way, we also have viewers. We have Josh Burton and Wild Tanuki viewing currently.
What's up, guys? Berto, thanks for watching. Wild Tanuki, thanks for watching, even though I'm not sure who the hell you are.
Wild Tanuki says, Far Cry is just action schlock at this point. Word of mouth can affect it, but I think you can make cookie-cutter games that will make a set amount of profit now.
You can, and that's sad because, you know, like you said, cookie-cutter games, that's not what you want. How do you want to describe your game? And Far Cry had that issue, but it did do enough to separate itself from the rest of the games to make it somewhat special. Like, it got rid of a lot of annoying things that the old games did constantly. But in the same sense, it also did things that annoyed me about other games. There's a lot in Far Cry where the whole system of Far Cry is basically you do side missions that don't really have a whole lot to do with the main storyline, but do push you through to where, like, you hit a certain meter of reputation in the land, and then you just automatically get attacked by a bad guy, by one of the main bosses. And I had that problem with Dying Light. Because Dying Light's whole DLC, the following, there was no story to it, really. It was, we need you to go and make a reputation with the land, have our villagers, you know, believe in you and get behind you. But it was just fetch quests and dumb shit, and it didn't make any sense. Like, you release this whole open world, but you didn't give me anything to do in it besides going out in the middle of the night when the scary monsters are there and fucking try to find glow-in-the-dark mushrooms. It's like... And Far Cry kind of did that too. The side missions were more interesting. You had crazy shit. Like, you got to drive some pregnant girl to a hospital, and she's yelling in the back seat, and the boyfriend's freaking out, and there was cows in the road and shit. Like, there was a lot of cool stuff in a lot of these different missions, but in a sense, it didn't have a whole lot to do with the storyline. So, I kind of lost where I was going with that.
You were talking about... I don't remember.
But yeah. I know we were going with cookie cutter games. I don't know. I got on a Far Cry rant. I really like Far Cry. I'm still playing it. It's one of the games that I'm actually still involved in. John, have you even plugged your Xbox in since you've moved into the new house?
Yeah.
Okay. I just haven't seen you online in forever. Oh, hey, there's my video I made for Far Cry 5. It's a song from a band of our friends named Funky Circus Fleas.
I can even turn up the volume because it's not copyright. Well, actually, it might be. Never mind.
I haven't got any flags, and I'm the one that posted it, so it's my. Technically, it's not mine, but it's mine.
Ah.
But yeah, I worked really hard on this. This is pushing my editing skills to the limit.
Hey, you did better than a lot of other people I've seen.
Well, thank you. Coming from you, that is truly a compliment, considering you kind of do that shit for a living.
Who?
Yeah.
What?
Kind of, maybe. Secretly. I don't know.
Wild Tanuki says, nothing drags you out of a game more than getting forced into a mission out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. And Far Cry is horrible about that. You'll just be running around minding your own business, and just because the reputation meter hits a point, some asshole with a sleeping dart comes by and shoots you, and you're drug into this boss fight that you have to do. There's no getting around it. And that's probably Far Cry 5's biggest flaw. What else was I going to talk about here? So, yeah, we had reputation in games.
From the ground.
Yeah, I am very... Yeah, and that Eve, your friend is coming back for you or whatever it says. You're rubbing the bear, bringing it back to life. I worked really hard on that. That was a pain in the ass.
You need to learn the lyrics then, because it's not what he says.
I know it's not, but it's close. It basically means kind of the same thing.
What, smart ass and friend?
No, it says something about my friends are coming back for you.
No, it says my smart ass coming back for you.
Oh, really? I thought it said friends in there.
No, it's my smart ass coming back for you.
But yes, I worked really hard on this. If you want to watch it full screen at your leisure, it's on you. It's on my channel on YouTube. I'll tell you what, I actually got semi butthurt. Like, I've uploaded a bunch of shit that doesn't ever get watched. I actually got like semi butthurt about the fact that this didn't take off as well as I thought it would. I thought I was getting like 25, 30 views in like the first 2 days. Because, you know, all my Facebook friends are Funky fans. I figured they'd jump all over it, but that's YouTube for you.
But you're combining worlds. They're not video.
Yeah,
game
they're
fans.
not video game nuts. But it's just a bunch of action scenes. My kid watches those. I don't know what she calls them. They're like regular music behind like anime videos, which I know is kind of bigger than video games to some people. But she watches that shit constantly, and they get tons of views. Which it's more popular songs too.
No, yeah, you got to go with what people know, which is always.
And I thought about it. I thought about trying to do like a song from a famous artist, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get copyright, and then I'm gonna get fucking booted off YouTube or something. It's gonna happen, which I'm not sure why I'm worried about because I'm not even monetized.
Anime music videos. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. But I was gonna try to do something off of a big song and put video game shit behind it, but I was like, let's wait a little bit. I was gonna do a couple more funky songs. I want to do one for Bus Ticket to Alvarez and put Fortnite shit in it, just because Fortnite has a bus.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
You should write your own songs and perform them, and then make a video for the songs that you write and perform.
I am not a musician, John. You know that about me.
Yeah, but never mind.
Yeah, but
you know one instrument.
Oh, come on, dude. Really? You had to bring that back up? No, I am not writing fucking clack songs, dickhead.
Hey, I had to keep the dream alive.
Wait, that's like a callback. A nice callback joke from Jerkcast. Hey, I got a new subscriber while I've been sitting here.
Hey, awesome.
Cool. Okay, let's see here. My kid kind of got a punch to the gut. She was all crazy about that Jump Force game. It's the big anime collision fighting game that's going to happen. I guess two of the big characters that they showed in the trailer, the two characters from Death Note, whose names I don't completely remember. I think it's like... I don't remember. But they're not going to be playable characters in the game, which kind of makes sense because one of them was just a kid that wrote shit in a notebook, and the other one was a demon who couldn't actually manipulate the physical world. So it kind of makes sense that they're not playable characters, but they're going to be pushing the storyline along, which take that for what you will in a fighting game. Storylines are always kind of in the backseat on a fighting game, but who knows? They may be able to pull it off. But yeah, Lily was all butthurt because she wasn't going to get to play with the Death Note characters, which I'm not even sure if she's watched Death Note. She's watched a lot of shit I don't know anything about.
While Tanuki says, Death Note, Light, and Ryuk?
Yeah, that sounds
Ryuk?
right. I know light's right. I don't know how to pronounce.
Ryuk.
Yeah, it's something. It's something Asian.
I think every time there's a Y, it has to be pronounced as E.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah, there you go. The guy with the wings and the dude in the suit.
And the apple.
And the
moon,
apple, yes.
And the Chinese text.
But yeah, so those won't be playable characters. But there are going to be a lot of them. There's, I think we counted 3 or 4 characters from Bleach. There's a handful of characters from Naruto, however you pronounce that. My kid always... Naruto. See, I knew I was saying it wrong. And then Dragon Ball, of course, is in there. And then, the one with the guy with the stretchy fucking arms. What's it?
Stretch Armstrong.
No. It's, it's not One Punch Man. It's something. I don't know. I don't follow it.
God Hand.
No, that's not it. Yeah,
Fist of the North Star. I don't know.
No, I can't remember.
Wild Tanuki says Ryuk.
Yeah, that guy
Yuk.
with the crazy arms. I can't remember what show he's from. My daughter would know if she was here. But it's shaping up to be a pretty interesting fighting game, especially if you like anime stuff.
One Piece Monkey D. Luffy.
One Piece, yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, there you go. Thank you, viewers. Fucking keeping my shit together. Oh.
That's why you should have brought your daughter.
Yeah, well, I tried to talk her into it. She just wasn't feeling it today. I don't know what her deal was. So I think she's getting ready to get back into school, and we did a lot of running today. We've been exercising.
Really?
Well, it's because we homeschooled her for that last semester, and so she's been sitting on her butt for 6 months. So I was like, you're going to go back to school, and you're going to go to PE, and you're going to die. So we've been going out in the garage and boxing and lifting and shit. I've been getting active. It sucks. It really does. I don't like working out at all.
Eric Foam says Plastic Man.
Plastic Man? That's...
As in the stretchy guy.
Oh, no, that's not him.
Wild Tanuki says, why am I giving anime information in a live chat?
I don't know. Is he ashamed that he knows that much about anime?
I think that's what he's trying to get at, yes.
Like, why am I telling my secrets? Shit. Okay, let's move on. Something else. Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is coming up. Everyone's freaking out about it. Everyone's so on the fence because they wanted their solid Fallout game. But at the same time, they're curious to see how well this whole multiplayer thing is going to happen. There was one thing that was a big part of the game for me through all the Fallouts that nobody was really talking about, and that was the VAT system. The VAT system, I don't know why, but for some odd reason when I play Fallout, I forget how to play first-person shooters. I suck at it. I probably empty a whole clip into a wall while a guy's running at me. I don't know why. Part of it is just because, especially Fallout 3, I gotta quit saying Far Cry. Fallout 3 was...
Far Cry 3?
Yeah, something like that.
Far Cry 76?
But no, Fallout 3, like the gun mechanics weren't great, so it was a little janky, it was a little messed up, so you kind of had to learn on a curve, but that's why they had the VAT system in there, so you could use it all the time. So anyway, so you talk about a VAT system, the VAT system in Fallout, it slowed down time. I think in Fallout 3 it even stopped time, didn't it? Did they move it all in Fallout 3? I know they move in Fallout 4.
They move in Fallout 4, but Fallout 3, New Vegas, they stops time, I think.
Yeah, it pretty much stopped time. So the question is how do you have a mechanic that stops or slows down time in a game where it's all multiplayer and you can't just be freezing shit?
Or maybe it was slow in New Vegas. I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but I know it just slowed time down in Fallout 4. Well, they had addressed this issue, I guess. What it's going to do is you're going to be able to use VATS, but it's going to be in real time. So it's almost to the point where now VATS is more of a...
Auto hit.
Not really...
Aimbot.
Not really aimbot or auto hit, but it's like used to like scope out the world. It's kind of like a scouting tool. It's not going to be all that great for like a full-on, one-on-one fight. Unless you can sneak up on them and use the VATS from there. Which kind of sucks, really, because I loved using VATS, and I'd constantly use it when a bear was chasing me or a deathclaw was chasing me. So it's going to be interesting to see like how fluid that game is, not being able to use it on the fly like that. I
see this footage running, and I immediately think, I don't want to play this.
Really?
Yeah, it's so much like every other first-person shooter I've ever seen.
It just looks like Fallout.
Not really.
You don't think so?
No.
I think it does. I think it looks exactly like Fallout 4.
It's like COD.
Almost to the point where, like, it may hurt it. The fact that graphically it hasn't really changed any at all from Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was a good-looking game, especially for Fallout games, because Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas weren't the best-looking games in the world. But this game and Fallout 4 were both pretty decent-looking, especially for a Fallout game, so I think it has a chance. The only thing that's going to hurt it
Is the community.
Yeah, because it's going to be a thing where you're in a server with a large amount of people. They haven't actually said how many people are going to be in the server, but considering the map is so big, it's probably going to be up around 60 people, I'm guessing. I'm going to guess it's going to push 60 to 72 people. That's my guess.
Let's see. Eric Fulham says the new Fallout sounds like it's going to be shit.
It all depends on whether or not you like survival games. If you don't like Ark, if you don't like 7 Days to Die, if you don't like the 70 other survival games that are on Steam, you may not enjoy this. But it does say that you can do this single player all by yourself. But you will be going up against a X number of other people.
It's basically like Rust. There's no point. There's no point in trying to do it single player. You're going to die every time.
Well, that's what they're pushing cooperative, man. That's just how they're going with it. And they're talking about
it's literally like Bethesda made Rust and slapped Fallout's name on it, and there you go.
Well, I would say that would be a calling for this. There was a calling for this 4 years ago when all those games were coming out, and they were the huge big thing of online survival first-person shooters. It was a huge thing. Fallout's getting to the party kind of late. Now everything is battle royales and shit. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, does it stand a chance considering it's playing with a genre that no one really cares about anymore? But everybody loves Fallout, so I think it still has a chance.
No.
You don't think so? And there is one other thing that I wanted to push. Everyone was saying that they were confused by how you're going to get missions and shit, because they were saying every human player in the character is going to be a player. The one thing that they were forgetting about is that there's still going to be a shit ton of fucking robots floating around in there, and they're going to be given missions. They're going to be the NPCs that push out the missions, and there's also going to be like hidden boxes with information in it that'll spark missions, and a couple of like terminals that'll have missions put on there. There will be things to do in this game. It's not just going to be beat trees with your bare hands and not have anything to do. I'm not even sure exactly. It's probably going to have the same scavenger system as Fallout 4, where you just constantly find shit laying around or take out a group of trees. You don't have to do that whole punch and tree bullshit from 7 Days to Die and Ark. Like, that's so fucking... It's such a bad way to start a game, is you starting out with nothing and having to beat on a tree for 30, 45 seconds and having to do that multiple times to get anything going whatsoever.
Yep, see, that's what amps up the tension in Rust, because people can hear you knocking away on a tree, and if they hear you, they'll come over and kill you, and then you end up on the beach nude again.
Yeah.
Here's why I guarantee you're not going to be able to do character selection in this game, because if it's like Rust, then I don't think they're going to want... they're not going to let you choose your race. That's what I'm getting at.
Well...
Because I think that's the reason why they do it in Rust, because there's a whole slave community in Rust.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's people out there who just, like, they try and they just can't do it, so they slave themselves out to better players and say, I'll go farm materials for you to help build your fortress, as long as you don't you protect me from other people who just constantly want to gank me.
Really?
Yep.
Who would fucking want to play a game that all you're going to do is gather materials for somebody else?
Somebody who's probably spent the last 10 years of their life as a prison bitch.
Wow, I did not know that about Rust. Yeah. I didn't realize that you actually had, like you said, slaves. Yeah.
Now just imagine if you could choose your race. You could imagine where that's going. Like you'd have a whole white colony with nothing but a bunch of black slaves.
I don't think that'll happen, man.
If they can choose their race, it will. This is the internet, pal.
I don't know, man. I don't think that'll happen. But there could be, you do have something on, there could be people making other people farm for them, shit like that.
Wild Burton. Josh Burton. I saw Wild Tanuki and Josh Burton. Josh Burton says same thing happens in Ark. So see, it's not isolated to just Rust. There is a slave community in a lot of these games.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually new to me. I didn't realize that was a thing.
If Ark's anything like Rust, where they just have the servers open for a certain set amount of time, people rush into them and then build their fortresses and basically dominate the land.
That's exactly how Ark is.
Yeah,
yes.
then you're going to find those systems set up, those hierarchies set up, because when you get into the server late, you really don't have a shot.
Oh, no. I remember getting to like a couple different servers and literally having to walk for 2 hours just to find a place to put that first block down so I could claim a section of land for myself. It's like every time I would try to build something, you can't build here. You can't. People would just put one block in the middle of fucking nowhere just so they would claim X amount of space, and you couldn't build anything there. It was ridiculous.
Eric Foam says, what if you talk the other slave players into a mutiny? Well, that does happen. There are slave revolts, and there's all sorts of fun things, but still.
See, that could be interesting, but it's still, there's a long time of actually being a slave before you can actually pull off. I couldn't do that. I couldn't play a game like that. I couldn't be on that end of the spectrum. I don't know.
It was a good concept, but they only put so much into it, and then they left it dangling, and then it just kind of, the community ate itself.
Huh. That's messed up. That really is.
Nothing kills a game more than its own community.
And that's a problem with this online community, is it could do that. It could very easily do that. Now, they did say that first it's just coming out with dedicated servers, but eventually they are going to have private servers added to it, so if people wanted to play with just their group of people and not a whole fucking slew of assholes, then they could do that eventually. But at first, it's all going to be public servers. And that's the other weird part about this, is that it's like it's public servers, but it's not a server. It's not like you get on Ark and you flip through a bunch of servers and you pick that one, and that's the one you always play on. You just join a game and you never actually choose your server. You just join the game, and anything that you've done in the game before just automatically gets plopped out there somewhere, like any forts you've built or anything like that. And that's the weird part about it, because I know it's got a huge map, but what if you have built something in your first game, and then when you quit, it's all magically scooped up and taken with you, and then when you join into that game again, somebody else has something built where you built your place. How does it plop everything back down when there's already something there? That's going to be an issue that I think they're going to have a problem with. Or maybe they already thought of it and they just haven't really talked about it much. But it seems weird, like, because like Ark, you leave the server, but you always play the same server, so your shit's there even if you're not playing.
Yeah,
now,
that's the way it is with Rust.
Yeah, and all those other games. But
that's kind of the way it has to be. You can't really pull your fort and shit out of a game like that.
That's what they're trying. They are saying that when you leave the game, everything that you've built comes up with you, and then it just gets put back in its place when you come back up. That way your shit can't get destroyed while you're gone. Which is a good idea, because that's an issue with those games too. Nothing's worse than you getting back into one of those games and somebody set fire to your little fucking house hut and all your animals are dead. And,
thank Minecraft for that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Fallout 76, it's coming, whether you like it or not. What else do I got to talk about here? I want to get through all my video game shit before I get to my other nonsense. I'm going to have to give Xbox a hand real quick. A couple months ago, I meant to talk.
You'll be the only one.
Yeah, I know. A couple months ago, they had their games for gold like they always do. And they put Smite on there as their games for gold. And Smite is technically a free game, but you have to buy the packs to get the extra characters and all this stuff. They actually put the whole goddamn Universal Deluxe bundle on there, or whatever it's called, that unlocked everything for that game for free on the games for gold. And that was literally like added up to more than like $150 if you were going to jump in there and buy absolutely everything you could do. So Xbox gave everyone a huge deal with that, because usually they put those free games on there and it's like a $60 game, but it doesn't have any action. I know For Honor is going to be on there next month, I think, or it's already on there now, and everybody fucking hated that game. So props to Xbox for actually giving a good deal out and putting a game on there that is a pretty popular game for some. But, I mean, they literally made it to where you can unlock everything with this Games for Gold deal. I thought it was kind of neat. It's a huge deal. It's way more... It's worth more than most games that they put on there for free.
Mm.
Have you ever tried the Smite?
I think so.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, it's not that great, but...
It's like fucking... Isn't it just like those...
League of Legends and shit
yeah.
like that? Yeah, it's a MOBA. You get in there, you watch these little guys walk across the map, and you try to keep them alive while other... In this game, it's gods.
It's like that shitbox game you had me buy that fucking sucks, and we only played it like a handful of times.
Oh, Battleborn?
Yeah.
Shut up. Battleborn was awesome. It's just by the time you bought it, I was kind of bored of it. But I got up to like a crazy high level. I actually just played that the other night, and it was taking like 10 minutes at a time to get into a match because hardly nobody's fucking playing it.
Oh, absolutely.
So now I just play Overwatch.
Oh, you got Overwatch too?
I did. I found it for like 20 or 30 bucks on sale somewhere, and finally went ahead and picked it up. And it's a lot of fun, and there's a shit ton of people playing it. It's got a decent community. People actually still chat on there. I mean, it's, as much as I hate to say it, it did everything right that Battleborn did wrong.
Yeah, too bad those days are now over.
Oh, you mean the hero shooter genre that came and went? Yeah.
It's all Fortnite now, baby.
Yeah, it's all Battle Royale. What were some of the other hero shooters? There was Paladins that came and went. Lawbreakers that literally crumbled on top of itself. I think they literally taken that one down. It was supposed to be the Overwatch killer, and it didn't. I don't know what happened, but it just didn't work.
I think Lawbreakers had a lot of controversy about it because of a bunch of weird SJW behind the scenes bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why that would have anything to do with a video game. That'd be something I look into.
Really? How long you've been on Twitter for? How long now, and you don't know?
Nah, dude, I follow other YouTubers and their bullshit on Twitter.
I guess they kind of do avoid that.
Yeah, I don't mess with all the social justice warrior shit. I don't care about
That's
that.
how you make your money, though.
Let's see here. PlayStation pulled a good one. They made themselves a new Elite controller. It's all nice. It's all fancy. It's got cool buttons. And oddly enough, it looks exactly like an Xbox controller. They completely dished the design on the PlayStation controller. They switched the joysticks to where the left thumbstick is up top and the D-pad's down at the bottom. It literally looks like a fucking Xbox controller. I was like, wow, PlayStation, way to stick with your design.
Hey, can you look at chat?
Can
you
I
have
look?
chat up?
Can I? No, why?
There's a laptop right in front of you.
No, there's not.
There isn't? Oh, I thought I brought that laptop in here.
No, you didn't.
All right, fuck. Well, whatever.
Why? What's up? What's going on in chat?
Well, I'll read it for you. Eric Fulham says, he's busy clacking sticks. Ain't got time for no SJW stuff.
Damn you, man. God.
That wasn't even me.
There's too many people that know about that. I'm never living that
Keeping
down.
the
I never
dream
even did
alive.
it. That was just some bullshit joke somebody made up.
Keeping the dream alive.
Thanks, Chad. Oh, okay. Now I lost my list.
Thank you, Eric Fulhams.
Now I lost my list. Okay. I seen that EA is worried about Battlefield 5 because their pre-orders are complete shit. And I don't really think that has really anything to do with anything. I think at this point, people are kind of shying away from pre-orders until the reviews come out. Battlefield 5 looks great from what I've seen. Battlefield 1 was actually pretty popular, did really well. I didn't play it, but that's just because I'm a weirdo. I have a problem with Battlefield games because I die way too fast in them. Call of Duties and all that shit. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like you live longer in them. Fucking all the Battlefield games. As much as I loved Battlefield 4 and sunk way more money than I should have into that game. But, you die a lot quicker in those games for some reason. But I'm going to check out Battlefield 5 just for this one reason. They announced, at least I want to say I heard this a long time ago. They're not talking about it now.
Women with prosthetic limbs.
Not just that, no.
That's what drew you in, though.
A little bit. That was where all the controversy was. That game was about was the fact that they're not staying historically accurate. And who gives a shit? It's a video game. It doesn't make any. I don't care if it's not historically accurate as long as it's fun, and that's the point. But the reason I am interested in this game is because they announced after all the years of having season passes and downloadable content with extra maps you have to pay for, supposedly, I haven't seen this in a while, so I don't know if it's still true, everything in Battlefield 5 that gets released after the date it's released is supposed to be free. Now, there's still going to be microtransactions for cosmetic shit and all that good stuff. But all the maps that they release, all the content, everything else is supposed to be completely free. And there are a couple other games that are actually pushing in that direction to where, like, if you bought, like, Fortnite, sadly, is one of them. I hate giving Fortnite as much attention. I actually got a Fortnite story coming up, but...
Oh, fuck you.
What?
I hate giving Fortnite attention. There's nothing you could do to tarnish Fortnite at this point. It's made of solid gold.
It just seems like that's what everyone's talking about. So I'm trying to go and talk about some of the other shit that people aren't talking about.
Kids are zombies.
That's true. But anyway, so I like the fact that they're pushing free content, free maps, all that good stuff. It comes a long way considering Battlefield 4 had like a $50 fucking DLC season pass, and the Call of Duties have always been slowly creeping them up there. Like first they used to be $15, then you get to 30 and 45. Like everything's getting a little more expensive because everyone thinks that their game deserves, you know, all the monies. But finally Battlefield 5 and EA, who has their reputation tarnished all to hell, as finally like, you know what, we're going to at least pump out one game. And that game is going to have free DLC and free this and free that, and we're going to see how it works out. And I hope it works out good for them. It's literally the only reason I'm buying that game is because I'm supporting the idea of them pumping out free DLC and no season passes. I'm doing it. I'm not even doing it because I want to play the game as much as I'm doing it because I want to support the idea of having fucking free shit added to a game. I don't know if that's weird, but it means something to me, damn it. And while we're on the topic of DLC, Red Dead Redemption 2. Everyone's excited about Red Dead Redemption 2. Everyone's fucking freaking out about it. It's going to be awesome. It probably is going to be awesome. But the issue is they have deluxe editions and ultimate editions and all this shit coming out with it. You can buy the $60 game, or you can spend extra money if you want a paper map to hang on your wall and all sorts of other dipshit stuff. But there is one big issue with some of the ultimate deluxe content. They actually are hiding two rather large missions in the game behind a deluxe content paywall. There's like a heist mission and some sort of train robbery or some shit. I can't remember exactly what they were. But there is actually going to be a paywall blocking off these two big missions in the game that you're not going to get access to unless you pay the $80 for the deluxe edition. And after all the nonsense that all these other companies have went through about hiding shit behind paywalls, it completely blows my mind that they're actually going to try to do this with Red Dead Redemption 2. It's fucking nuts. So if you are 100% completionist, you want to get all the achievements, all this shit, I'm sure you're going to have to pay that extra $20 for the deluxe edition to be able to beat to be able to completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Just get the 100% on the game.
I was going to just say complete. Complete's a pretty good word.
There's a weird word that people have for 100%ing a game. I can't remember what the fuck it is now.
I don't know.
Getting all the achievements. But yeah, so there literally could be achievements hidden behind a paywall that you're not going to get unless you buy a deluxe edition. And I think that's crazy. I can't believe, considering they've never done anything like this out of that company, and it's just, I'm surprised. I really am. I know Grand Theft Auto had heist missions for the online stuff that you had to pay for, but that was because it was all the online shit. It kind of made sense. This is actually part of the main game. If you're going to give me the main game, don't make me pay $20 extra to get the whole game. It's just my thoughts on it. It's kind of irritating. I can't believe they're doing it.
It looks pretty.
Oh, it looks pretty and it looks awesome, and there's going to be tons of shit to do in it, supposedly. And Red Dead Redemption was a great fucking game. I never beat it because I kind of got... it lost me when the main character died and you had to play as the Mexican kid. And that's not a race thing. It's just for some reason... Did you ever finish Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
There's a point in it where Masterson dies and you have to finish the game as a kid.
His son?
Was it his son? I don't remember. It's been that long. I just know there was.
You finished the game with some Mexican kid.
I don't know.
It was his son.
Was it his son? Anyway,
Fucking goober.
I want to play the game as the main character. Don't kill the main character off and make me finish it as some kid.
Because Jake will think he's Mexican and hate the game.
That's not what I said. It threw me off. It was like, it didn't make any sense. It's like that one Assassin's Creed game where I thought I was going to get to play as the cool Indian guy, but I got stuck playing as the fucking dipshit douchebag British guy for the first 6 or 7 hours of the game before it switches over to the cool Indian kid that they promoted the whole damn time. It's like, don't promise me one thing and then make me do something else that I don't want to do and not tell me about it before I pay $60 to play the fucking game.
Seriously, though.
What?
Build that wall, right?
Shut up. God damn, I never should have said Mexican. I should have just said some kid.
Chat's blowing up, too. They can't believe you said he was a Mexican kid.
I could have swore he was a Mexican kid. I can't. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I just thought he was a Mexican kid.
It's okay. Interracial couples are a thing.
I don't know.
It's perfectly normal. It's perfectly acceptable.
I was like, the kid was really dirty. I couldn't tell.
You didn't notice the whole time at the end when you're taking care of, like, you know, his farm at the end and everything. He's raising his son.
I never finished the game. Like, once Masterson died, I quit.
Masterson dies at the end. But
I thought there was a whole chunk of the game you had to play. It's been years since I fucking played this
there's
game.
There's a whole point. Like, you finished, you kill that fucking dude that you've been searching for that whole time. You finally take him down. And then you spend, like, I don't know, like 3 hours back on the fucking Marston farm.
Right.
With your wife and your kid, you know, like teaching him and dealing with shit. And then the state or the fucking, you know, feds come after you.
Right.
They kill John Marston.
Right.
And then it's literally just like a little tiny, you know, part at the end where his son gets revenge, you know, goes into town, finds the guy, you know, the federal marshal or whatever who came and raided the farm and kills him. And that's the only portion. Like
I thought there
big
was a whole
portion,
another chunk of game.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot more.
No, it's a small portion with his son, or as you would say, the Mexican child.
Anyway,
the unexplained.
There was a
Mexican
couple other
child.
things that turned me off on that game too. There towards the end, there were those missions.
Where you had to go to Mexico. Yeah, those suck.
No, there was those missions where like you had to find like the buried treasure, and it just had like this big fucking circle that like it's somewhere in the circle. Good luck. And it took forever to like walk around the circle and try to figure out where that thing was with no hints or clues to where it was.
That's the fun part. You have to look at the little map, then kind of look on your, you know, go and look on the horizon. And I mean, what would you prefer, that they fucking like, you know, showed you exactly where it was?
Well, I mean, like the treasure maps in Skyrim were so much better because even it was like a hand drawn picture of like a big rock. You're like, okay, I have to go find that rock. That makes sense. But in that one, it was just like, it's just a big circle on the map. And it didn't, I don't know. I think I found one and failed at finding like 3 others and just gave up. That and that fucking mission and it was just a side mission, but you were supposed to fucking collect feathers so that guy can make the flying machine. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You want me to spend an hour and a half shooting fucking birds out of the sky so I can harvest feathers so this guy can fucking put feathers on his bicycle?
Well, you just don't take those missions.
I know, but it bugs me that they're in there at all. Like, it's just time-consuming, dumb bullshit. I have issues with side missions if they don't make sense. I said that about Dying Light. There's a couple of them in Far Cry. Fallout 3 had them too. Like, I want my side missions to be somewhat cohesive with the game and the story. I've always been that way. If it's a dumb side mission of me just collecting 20 Naruto fucking things out of the lake, then it's just like, oh, no, I don't like it. It bugs me. I've always had that issue. I don't like dumb side quests that have nothing to do with the game itself.
Boy, then why did we ever buy Destiny?
That is no shit. That wasn't even side quests. That was just grinding. Like, do the same thing over and over again.
That was the game of side quests.
Yeah, kind of. Well, yeah, I'm guessing you're thinking like the strike missions and shit were side quests. Or no, you're thinking of like go back and clear the area from a general part of the map. Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like
constantly go to the terminal and get more side quests.
Yeah, it was like Borderlands, only without a story.
Right.
Without any story progression.
Hey, I've complained about Destiny a lot. I never played Destiny 2 because Destiny 1 was such complete crap. You gave me... It was like really cool for the first 6-7 hours until you got all the way through the game, and then it just says, well, I mean, there's all those strike missions over there that you've already done. Just go do them again.
Yeah.
Because those strike missions wouldn't have been bad if at least the monsters themselves would have had like a randomly generated system to them. But since they always popped up, like there's always going to be 5 one-eyed aliens behind this rock, and there's always going to be 3 flying assholes over this ridge here. It's like every goddamn time it was exactly the same. Mix that shit up a little bit. Make it, and people argued with me like, well, if they're randomly generated, then you can't come up with a strategy to knock out the strike mission as fast as possible. I was like, well, that's not really the point. Is that the point? I guess if that's what you're going for, but I don't want to have to do something 17 times just to say I did it really good once. If I'm going to do it, I want to experience something new, a little new every time.
The point was to sell everybody on a concept and then deliver a part of a game and then build it as time went on. And I honestly don't understand why people bought fucking Destiny 2 expecting it to be any different than Destiny 1. The first Destiny was all I needed to realize like this was just a waste of time. They didn't deliver on anything, but it seems like a common theme amongst a lot of games. Like we'll deliver the first quarter of the game, and then if we get enough in like additional payments or DLC bullshit, it's like then we'll build the rest of the game.
And that's another game that really had super expensive DLC, like the King's Crown missions and shit. Like they were all like $20 or $30 a pop, and they popped out 3 or 4 of them for Destiny 1. And I was like, I'm not jumping on that.
Or you can get a PC and have every single game be that, like fucking Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous.
Right, yeah.
Where they give you like the shell of a game and then you play it for a while. Like that's cool, but when are you gonna update it? Soon, 3 years later, like we added something. Go fuck yourself.
No Man's Sky. They just updated that one. They're calling it basically a revamping of the game where they added a ton of shit. You can play multiplayer now and it actually works. You got a third-person perspective. Supposedly it's easier to harvest stuff now. I watched a few people play it now that it's gotten updated, and it doesn't look bad, but it's still not the game they tried to sell 2 years ago. And the fact that I'm pretty sure now that they re-released it with a new update, and this isn't even DLC, this is just a new update, they still think that they can charge $60 for it on Xbox just because it's never been on Xbox before. It's like, that is a fucking $20 game. At best, it's a fucking $20 game. Maybe someday when they slap it on Games for Gold, I'll download it and finally play it. But no.
Eric Fulm says they finally released the game they promised.
Kind of, almost, but still not completely there.
They finally released it across platforms that they said they weren't going to do because it was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive when they released it.
I think they backpedaled on that and called it a timed exclusive, because that's a new terminology they're throwing out there. They say call it timed exclusives, where for 6 months it'll be exclusive to a game.
It's just called bullshit because they know fucking these kids are zombies and they'll buy anything.
Yeah, there was another Hellblade something that popped up on Xbox that was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive, and I don't know if it didn't get. It kind of feels like a third-person action game, like Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff like that. Supposedly the story is really good. I watched some shit on it, but I didn't buy it because they said the action takes a very, very far back seat to the gameplay, and it's just like, I'm sorry, I want my gameplay more than I want my story. I'm like that.
I was going to read Wild Tanuki's thing. I thought he said, I can't believe they're making Rape 2. It's like
Rape 2?
No, it's Rage 2.
Rage 2. Okay.
It's like I'd never even heard of the first Rape.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't think the first Rage game really did all that great. It didn't make a whole lot of noise. Nobody really talked about it once it was released. I played it, and I wasn't that fond of it, honestly. And Rage 2 kind of came out of nowhere. All right, so I'm about out of time. I do want to talk about Fortnite for just a second.
What?
I got...
like 10 minutes.
Huh? What time do we start?
I'm showing that we've been running for 49 minutes.
Okay, well, then I got 10 minutes left. And I got one more big story that I can't believe is a thing. So, everyone's playing Fortnite. Everyone's kid is playing Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone on social media bitches about their kids playing Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Says it turns them into assholes. Says they talk back and they get defiant because they don't want to shut the game off. And parents all of a sudden don't know how to deal with this behavior because they've never acted this way before over Fortnite. Well, they have acted this way before. It's just kids being douchebags. You have to set limits. You have to set boundaries. It's a simple thing, but everyone's like, well, they've never gotten this addicted to a video game before. And I was like, well, that's because he's 10. Give him time. He'll get addicted to other video games.
Enough talk. More Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up, Mom. But the thing about this is like, there's another side of the coin that I just noticed not too long ago. There's one group of people that are complaining and bitching and moaning about their kids being addicted to Fortnite. And they never want to do anything else. There is a new group of people that have popped up who actually push their kids to play Fortnite because they see fucking Twitch streamers and shit making tons of money. Fucking ninja. And and so they're pushing their kids to play more Fortnite so they can become streamers and maybe they can make a little money for either college or help mom pay the bill, some bullshit like that. Pimp their kid out to the internet. So they've gotten to the point now where there are actually Fortnite coaches that you can hire to come into your house and help your kid get better at Fortnite. I'm going to say that again. You can hire some fucking strange dude that you found on the internet to come and hang out in your kid's bedroom while you're off pretending, doing whatever it is you're doing. And that kid is going to teach your kid how to, or that guy is going to teach your kid how to play video games better. What in the hell is happening when we have gotten to the point where we need to hire someone to make our kids better at video games? There's...
More than 125 million people
here you
around
go.
the globe play the video game. Usually you hear about parents trying to get their kids to put down the controls, but in a story we first spotted in the Wall Street Journal, parents are trying to help their kids win by hiring tutors, coaches for them. Deb Roberts is here with that. I know, what? Hey, Deb.
How can I follow this with dogs? Oh, I want to bring my Pepper, but we'll come to that later.
Quit talking about your dog. Get to the story.
Get to the story, Michelle Obama.
Now, we've heard of parents hiring coaches to help their kids with Little League baseball or football.
Things that
Maybe
make
even on the
sense.
Chess team, but a tutor for gaming? Come on. Well, some parents say esports are just as legitimate, and it's also good for family bonding.
The battle to the death video game has a grip on kids across America, with millions more playing worldwide. Big wins on Fortnite equals big bragging rights amongst friends.
Gotta remember, you gotta listen for people here too, okay?
Just ask 7-year-old Mason Rakovich and his 9-year-old brother Carson.
Has it really gotten to that to where kids are getting judged at school if they have a shitty Fortnite kill streak or kill to death ratio, however they map that shit out?
Apparently.
I think our time with them is
Of course, it's some Indian dude.
with work, and I was kind of watching them play, and I thought, like, I should check this out.
Nice, good job, dude. Nice.
I should see what my kid spends his time with because I guess I need to be a dad.
All three of them improve their
No,
play.
it's that fag and that fucking...
Real quick here.
Their California-based coach Chris Nara says he has more than 30 clients and growing.
I just wanted to really help people achieve their dreams. I see coaching as
Winning at Fortnite shouldn't be a dream.
being
It's
that
just a
person
game.
That's always there for them.
No, that's the point. He
Wonder
wants
if
them to
this is
achieve their
yet another
dreams
example
because he's
of
peddling
parents going
dreams
over the
because that's
top
all
to
it is,
make
a
their
dream.
Kids winners. But Paul says it's all about bonding.
Dude, you
with
invited
their
Alex. He sucks at
This is one of the
Fortnite.
many things that we do together when they have an interest
Good one,
in
Eric Holmes.
something. It definitely...
See, there's the problem right there. This fucking blue plaid wearing fag.
I think that's the dad, dude.
I know. He's the problem.
Because and
definitely
explain
makes things easier.
Explain?
why is he the problem?
Because he hired that cunt.
Well, yeah, that's an issue, but I mean,
He's paying some Indian to teach his son how to play fucking Fortnite. Problem. He's the problem.
If you both love playing video games, this is something you can do together. You can have fun.
This bitch is just trying to make a paycheck.
yeah. I love where you paused
Editor
there,
of
too.
editor of Mom.me.
Play games with your kids.
What a fucking bitch.
And see that if you want your kid to be better at video games, play the video game with him. See if you can help him out. Don't spend money to have some other guy Skype call your son and, you know, fucking, you got to make sure you watch those corners and get that gun around fast and spam those walls so you can get your cover up. It's just like, he'll figure it out eventually. But I don't see where this is a push to where, like, kids need to be able to play Fortnite. This has never been talked about in any other game, ever. No one has ever been like, my kid needs to be a better racer on Forza 5 or anything like that. But for some reason now, all of a sudden, they think they need to hire people to get them better at Fortnite.
I don't know.
I've never heard of anything where some kid need to be coached to be better at a video game.
There's all sorts of like the esports shit.
I've never heard of coaches for esports. I just thought it was a bunch of people that got together and were really good at the game and tried to win some money.
Well, you know, when these fuckers like, you know, plateau and their Adderall runs out and they fucking, you know, they've hit a brick wall. They can't compete anymore, so they fucking solicit themselves out to be fucking, you know, teachers and shit.
Oh, if you can't play, teach, basically.
Yeah, and Bubonic for You says Halo had coaches, and by the way, whoa, what the fuck? 70. Thank you.
What the hell was that all about?
That was for Bubonic for You.
Oh, you'll have to explain that to me later. But yeah, I didn't know Halo had coaches. I didn't think why. There's even less mechanics to a Halo game than there is Fortnite.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's MLG and there's fucking tournaments for it, you know, there's some douchebag out there trying to sell like his coaching ability. Like, I used to be an all-star pro MLG guy. I'll teach you the ropes, show you how to make the big bucks.
That's another thing. Like, what do your credentials have to be like, I can teach someone else how to play Fortnite? Like,
here's your credentials. You have a photo of you at one of those cocksucking tournaments wearing a shirt for a team, and that's it. Like, to show that you actually, and holding a goddamn $100,000 check, and then you go to parents like, look at what I did, look at what I accomplished. Your son could do that too. Imagine the big checks he's going to be bringing home, the literally physical big $100,000 checks that they give. Now these fucking kids, now they're teaching them Fortnite, but the problem here is the Fortnite coaches, they're not teaching them how to have personalities like that Ninja dude and everybody else who plays Fortnite.
Right.
And they're the one, that's how they make their money. It's not the fucking fact that they're playing the game. It's the fact that people want to watch them because they're personalities on Twitch.
That's a good point.
Same reason why everybody watches the fucking titty bitches on fucking Twitch. It's not because they're good gamers. It's because they fucking, they have personality.
Yeah, it's the closest thing to porn that they can get to without actually watching porn.
Yeah, when your 12-year-old kid's fucking beating off to Twitch chicks. It's,
with big cleavage.
Yeah, which is sad because it's the internet. I mean, for the love of God, there's free porn everywhere.
But they get to watch video games and cleavage at the same time.
Because it makes it better. Yeah, it's all fucking weird.
And they're almost the same age. Because
it's like
some of these chicks are only like 17 years old on there.
But it's an amalgamation. Well, actually, it's the greatest porn. I say it's little kids watching it, but it's probably the fucking guys my age.
Big creepers.
Yeah. It's like, oh, baby, yeah. Do jumping jacks in a corner. Yeah, I'll donate all the money you need. Like, please just do more. I'm so lonely.
I'm still getting into all that to where, like, I don't like Twitch and Mixer and all that, partially because my internet doesn't push it that well because my internet doesn't like live streams at all.
True.
But at the same time, it's just like, I want to be able to watch the shit at my leisure. You still got that?
I got that picture. I'm going to take her off. Bye.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I like to watch, like, I watch probably an abnormal amount of YouTube videos about video games. But I like to watch them at my leisure. I don't want to have to be like, and I say that while I'm on a live stream, which is kind of shitty. But I don't want to have to plan my day around, well, that guy's going to be online from 8 to 9. So time to chuck all my shit off to the side and let's go see what he's doing. And then do that on a fucking daily or weekly basis.
But that's because you're old.
Yeah, I got shit to do.
you're before that generation.
That is completely true.
And if you would have had like World of Warcraft and shit like that and come out, because you got to realize a lot of the parents of these kids who are playing Fortnite and the people who are hiring coaches, they were playing World of Warcraft when it came out. And when they were young, they were playing World of Warcraft. So to them, it's like, it's just it's part of being, if it's part of life. It's just part of being young and being alive.
Yep.
Whereas to us, it's like, what? Video games were like a rare luxury.
Yeah. It's like it's something we got to do like after we did chores and shit. Like,
assuming your family could even afford a video game system.
That's true too. Actually, the main reason I had a video game system as a kid, I think, was just so my parents could punish me with it. It was like, you did something wrong. Guess what I'm doing? I'm taking your controllers.
Oh, I thought they meant
not
they
like
punished you by making you play it.
No. Actually, see, that was the trick. It was like they punished me by taking away the controllers. And then when something was going on that they wanted me to stay in my room for and stay away from whatever was going on in the outside world, that's when I graciously got my controllers handed back to me. It's like, all right, you've been good for like a week, and we don't want to see your face for like the next 6 hours. So go to your room, play your PlayStation.
Oh. See, I was under the impression that they they bought you an Atari Jaguar and forced you to play it against your will.
Sit there and play E.T. for fucking 6 hours straight. This is what you get for not cleaning.
Just try to play a game. Try to get it booted up. Yeah. I dare you.
No. It was always the easiest way. Like, it was the way to, well, because I lived in the country. So there wasn't like grounding me. Like, what the fuck can I go anyway? I got nothing around me except for 3 other trailers and fucking tree farms. So I couldn't go anywhere. So the way to get me, if I did something wrong, take away the thing he enjoys. Take away his controllers. Now everyone does it with the internet. Your kid acts up, you fucking lock the Wi-Fi on his ass so he can't get online anymore.
You take away his Fortnite, and then
exactly.
You find him in the fucking tub with his veins open. No, don't take away my Fortnite.
All right. So I got one. I know I said that was the last thing, but I got one fun thing.
Liar.
This is it. I need you to look up a trailer called Mom and Dad, starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh, this could be fun.
Because we have spent so many years making fun of Nicolas Cage movies. And this one literally takes the cake. It's an oddball, not zombie movie, but weird infection movie where like all the grown-ups go batshit crazy. And Nicolas Cage, just watch. Because this may be...
get a strike if we have the...
we might. And if we do, I'll never do it again. But this trailer is the fucking greatest thing ever.
Awesome. Grandpa telling us disgusting Vietnam stories.
Take my advice, don't ever have kids.
Everything just revolves around you, doesn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
See, he's just nice and happy.
We'll say now it's totally unrealistic because it's not playing Fortnite.
What is the rush today? It's like we're waiting for a buffet.
What's going on?
The parents are full of rage. They're sick of you kids.
Is that McKenna's mom?
Multiple reports are now coming in of parents murdering their own children.
Listen to me. We have to get out of the house before Mom and Dad come home. Dad?
He must die really early.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I love that thing, like dark comedy on bath salts or whatever that fucking quote was.
In, you take your right foot out, you do the hokey and you...
There's some classic Nick Cage overacting for you.
Yes, it's Mommy. Mommy's here. Are you two all right? We're not coming out, okay? You have to leave.
You're going to open this door!
Oh.
This is a really great idea, honey.
I forgot your parents.
That was tonight.
I need to watch it. I haven't got around to watching it yet, but oh man, that fucking movie. And Nicolas Cage is just kind of in this weird place where I know he's broke as shit, so he just does anything. It's really crazy.
You want to see that movie because that's your fantasy.
Of what?
Of snapping and having parent rage, and taking it out on the youth.
It will be funny to watch Nicolas Cage try to beat up on a kid.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the big spoiler. You can't kill a child in a movie.
No, that's true. So they're going to survive.
So the threat is automatically removed right out the gate. You're basically just it's a dark comedy essentially.
Oh, it is. But the thing that you're looking for is what is going to happen. Is it either going to be they actually end up killing their parents to stop them, or something happens and they figure out a way to cure whatever rage virus they're infected with?
You find it's a Shyamalan twist. There's no rage. They just fucking decided to say fuck it.
Every parent in the city decided to say fuck it at the same time.
Yeah, that's why there's they had that section at the end talking about the parents coming over. That they weren't enraged. They were clearly present.
You don't know that. Those grandparents could have been as crazy, if not more. They could be attacking Nick Cage when they come in.
No, just as when they were asking the question to one another. So it's clear, like there's a portion of the movie where it's like,
oh, where they have some semblance of control.
Where it's like you can tell that it's not just a rage thing. They made a choice. They're like, fuck Fortnite. We're killing our kids.
Oh, I didn't think those two
It's
topics
the Shyamalan twist.
It was going to merge so well, but
who made this movie? Shyamalan?
No. There's
or some anagram of Shyamalan?
Probably. I don't know who did it.
What about the new Shyamalan movie, huh?
Oh, Glass?
Mm-hmm.
It's got potential.
I think so?
I didn't like Unbreakable. It was extremely slow.
All right, stream over.
And a little boring. But I really like Split. So if they can pull off something like they did with Split, then yeah, I think Glass has a chance. But yeah, I remember just thinking Unbreakable was like, it's just fucking Bruce Willis being super depressed through the whole damn movie, and his wife's depressed, and the fucking whiny. Oh, dude, I didn't like it. I didn't piss on you too. I didn't like it,
dude.
I had problems.
That
Maybe I need
so
to go back.
much better than Split. Split was so terrible.
It was what it was supposed to be. It was a crazy guy that kidnapped girls.
The problem with Unbreakable is that once you knew what the twist was, it was over. There was no way to watch the movie again. Maybe. But if you didn't know what the twist was, that was a fucking great movie. But
then isn't that kind of one where he kind of ruined the twist for himself, like in the trailers, in a sense?
No.
Like you kind of knew that
you knew there was something going on, but you didn't know it was a superhero movie. You didn't know it was like a fucking real life comic book movie.
It's not even that though, hardly.
It is kind of. It's putting comic book shit into a real world scenario, and
right.
It's the last thing you.
But the trailers showed him like bench pressing the fucking.
I know, but that's the point. It's like he survived.
Something was special about him.
Yeah, you knew he survived that train crash, and then he was all of a sudden had these powers. Like you don't know why, but there's something going on, but you don't know it's because he's a superhero and Samuel L. Jackson is a supervillain.
Right.
That to me was better than The Sixth Sense. I thought, wow, that's fucking just completely out there for a twist. I was impressed by that.
Split,
on the other hand, the only twist there was, oh, it's in the Unbreakable universe. Like, fuck that movie.
Well, yeah, because he never actually turned into any beastie monster.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of did, but it wasn't. I don't know. I was expecting more. I don't know what I was expecting.
Apparently, you were expecting him to turn into you were expecting Resident Evil shit.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like the way they were pushing it, like he's gonna fucking grow an extra set of arms or some shit.
Well, they had to be like,
or be climbing up walls with claws or something.
He was climbing up walls.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking forward to Glass as much as I thought.
Apparently not. They had to keep it somewhat realistic.
I know they did, but no, I thought the dude's acting in fucking Split was awesome. That's why I like Split so much.
McAvoy?
Yeah, McAvoy pulling off all those different personalities, like it seems seamlessly, but I know it's not. But I thought he did a really good job. But I've always liked McAvoy.
A lot of people commended him on that. I felt like it was too much of a fucking like inside the actor studio demo reel kind of deal. Like, here's my acting range. Yep. Check it out. Like it was too over the top.
I can be a kid. I can be an old lady. I can be a beast monster.
They did. The only thing Shyamalan did in that movie that I thought was really cool was he presented the idea that it wasn't just a simple case of schizophrenia, which they started laying out piece by piece. That it was like his body physically changed when he went into his different personalities, which is fucking crazy. Like, because that don't happen. Your body's still your body. It's just a mental disorder. But his case wasn't a mental disorder. It was literally his body became different. But that was weird when he became a girl. How come he didn't grow tits?
Because he didn't transform that much. That was the point I was getting at. Like he had his body definition was a little different, but it wasn't like he wasn't dropping his nuts every time he turned into a girl.
I'm not talking about cock sucks up inside of you,
right?
But he could have just gotten a little plump in the chest area and got a little bit more. I mean,
come on, McAvoy, why didn't you take time to stuff the bra? Jesus.
Exactly.
Commit to the role if you're going to do it. But no, I thought McAvoy was great in Split, and that's why I want to see Glass.
I thought it was a terrible movie. I'll just go on record and say that.
All right.
It was the only. I thought it was interesting because it's like, hey, look, the twist is there's no fucking twist. He
there really wasn't.
He literally turns into a beast at the end. shocker, no twist. And then that fucking credit sequence, where it was like,
oh yeah, they did tag
bitch.
it, like loosely fucking tapped it into the whole.
I'm
This is
just-
going to be a trilogy.
Yeah, I was just like, this is
Like you
fucking.
just happened to run into Bruce Willis in a fucking diner.
And so many people thought, oh, that's ingenious. Like that was the point that I was just like, enough.
Oh yeah, it
enough
was.
Of this
It was a
shit.
shitty way to tie it in.
And then with
but-
Glass, no.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna do. I mean, they all just seem like they're just throwing them all in a room together at this point. It's just like
Yeah.
Like, why is Bruce Willis in the same room with two people who have thoroughly done bad shit? Bruce Willis hasn't done anything wrong.
Well, that's why you
other than they think he's crazy.
That's why you go to the movie.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, wait a minute, Bruce Willis shouldn't be in there.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you're like,
That's the one thing that bothers me about it is like, why? What did Bruce Willis do wrong that he's been committed next to a dude who kidnapped girls and another dude who was blowing up trains?
you know why he's in the institution? Because it's cheaper to put everybody in one area.
I guess.
You shoot the movie all in one space.
You're just all crazy, so that's why you're here. But I mean, who cares how crazy Bruce Willis is? He didn't do anything wrong, except for maybe tear up a few houses because he was jumped on somebody's back and kept getting pushed in the walls.
But that's why you go to the movie to find out.
I know, and that's probably why I'll go to the movie and find out because I am curious to see how they. Everything else, like from the trailer, is your basic superhero shit. You got McAvoy and Samuel L. Jackson joining forces because Samuel L. Jackson can't actually fight, so he has to have the Beast Boy do it. And then he's fighting the Unbreakable Man. I don't know. It looks decent, but I'm still, like you said, there's a big chunks of it that don't make any sense. But yeah, that's why I wanted to show that. I just wanted to make fun of Nicolas Cage because he's constantly doing weird shit, and I love it.
Eric Fulm, stop spoiling the movie.
Stop spoiling what movie?
He just gave away the whole twist ending to Glass. Bruce Willis is dead.
Oh,
See, it brings it back full circle, Shyamalan style.
Oh, so it brings it all the way back to 7, with the movie that has nothing to do with it.
No, it brings it back to The Sixth Sense, where he was dead in that.
Sixth Sense, sorry, wrong movie.
But he's, now he's a superhero, but he's a dead superhero. So he's not really in there. He's being there and imagining him in there.
But then how do they have a fight scene if he's just a ghost and no one else can see him?
Because it's a schizophrenic fighting his imagination.
Oh, so, okay.
And Mr.
God.
Glass is so fucked up that he thinks it's happening
Shyamalan is wishing he would have thought this. He's like, damn it, such an opportunity, and I missed it. Oh, shit.
Bruce Willis may not be dead in the movie, but he's dead to me.
Oh, that's funny. All right, I think we've hit our time limit, and I'm out of shit to talk about except for, I don't know, dumb shit at this point. Shit that nobody cares about. Shit I know John doesn't care about. So
I care about everything.
You care about The Walking Dead?
No.
Didn't think so. Okay, so maybe I'll bring that up next time. But this has been Wardog Live. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh.